Hey, hey.
What?
We have something from UPS.
Cool. This is Fantasy World Creator. Booyah. Look at that. Holy cow, that's heavy. It's for building your own D&D dungeons and stuff. But, like, it's all really great shaded black and white art. I've actually used this before. And it's super duper cool. We're going to do an unboxing of this. You ready to do that?
Yep.
You know how much content is in there? This is going to be the longest unboxing we've ever done. So, ooh, man. Fantasy World Creator unboxing. Okay. All right, so tiles. It's all full of tiles, and while all this is very cool and all, I think we kind of know what we're getting into here. So these tiles work for Dungeons and Dragons or any RPG really, and they pop right out to form this little like puzzle piece layout. Male, female, male, female, male, female, male, female. But then it changes. Female, female in corner. So there's 2 males in a corner and 2 females in a corner, so I can do things like this. But then I can also make like corridors and stuff, because this one right in here has corridors for me to, you know, make a path, essentially. You know, so I'm making paths to larger other areas. So like, while this looks very earthy and it's not like it feels more like an open area as opposed to like an internal dungeon or anything, you can still make paths that are interesting. So these don't connect, or however, or they do, you know, maybe you can connect them like so. Look at how that lined up. Look at that. Beautiful. There's your dungeon map right there. Boom. We've got dragons, genies, dinosaurs, giant spiders. This is what looks like a gibbering mouther, a chimera. Although, actually, I don't know if that's a chimera. It doesn't have a snake tail. Minotaur, Gryphon, pens. So, I've used this before. So I'm fully aware that these are all dry erase, and you get 2 pens with the system. So, like, if I want to say, you know, okay, you bust down the door between, you know, let's say there's a door here, and you want to bust it down, well, you just put a bunch of rubble up here. So now this, that's all difficult terrain. I can just do that because the players decided to go crazy with something. This comes with standees for your monsters. This dude, boom, there he sits. These are actually large or greater than medium-sized characters. So we've got other dudes. We've got like this druid lady. What else? Ooh, oh, this guy's cool. He's like a dragonborn sorcerer. Look at him. So these guys are like your medium creatures, and they sit in a square very easily. What of those giant guys, you say? How come they're so big, and yet they still only take up one little area? Well, a 2x2 space. Now he's a large creature, and he sits very well. Actually, slide him around, and he still sits in his base. Boom! Look at that action. So, clean it all up. Now we're all cleaned up. All right. Well, first of all, I can make a roof tile any like size and dimension that I want. If I want the, you know, the house to be this long corridor filled, you know, whatever, I can do that. I can also make it just a massive chunk of the tile if I just want to cover it up. Like, there's no question. I can even have a roof where there's some tiles on top. We can fight on the roof with a little trapdoor in the middle. We're like, oh, let's go inside the house. Boom, there's your house, or whatever is going on, you know. All right, what else? What else we got? Okay, next up, we have condition tokens that are very, very cool that come with this. There's some conditions down here, the white ones, that you can kind of make up yourself. You can do whatever you want with those. The conditions include prone, dodging, stunned, frightened, charmed, poisoned, hidden, dying, blinded, deafened, invisible, restrained, paralyzed, grappled, incapacitated, unconscious, exhaustion, resistance, and immunity. Those 3 right there. They have little white marks on them so that you can... You're exhausted, level 1. You have resistance to fire. Things like that. There you go. Check it.
Nice.
How cool is that? This has some character sheets. They have the name, the health, what looks like a DOT health. So like this right here might be damage over time that I'm supposed to be applying, you know? Look at this thing. That is a massive dragon that must be felled. More DM tools. Mostly interesting set pieces and oh boy. Okay, so let's start off with these. Double-sided everything. I got rocks. Rocks for days. You want a rock? I got so many rocks. How about a wagon that you have to defend or attack or whatever? How about trees that are just placed in areas that you can't pass? Or maybe a statue that seems oddly ominous that surely has meaning, or a bottomless pit that your players will inevitably jump down thinking that it can't possibly kill them because they're ultimately toddlers and don't know how to function in real life. Low walls and other set dressings. Bookshelves, beds, spiral staircases, a little oasis. That's pretty cool. That you can, it's fully gridded out too, so you can add that as a layer on top of any of these guys here. Just be like, well, this is what we're playing on, is this little swamp or whatever you want to call that. There's just so much stuff here. A little graveyard, that's pretty cool. Let's go back a tick and take a look at the other tiles. I'll just show the tile themes because I already showed off like that there was basic dungeon tiles and earthen tiles. So earthen dungeon tiles. And there's kind of a different set of themes here. So like thicker lines, bigger tiles. This is a little bit more lighter lines on the tiles. Here's some that have wood backs or like hardwood floors, like in a cabin or a bar, and rocky or tundra on one side. Here's some more ornate tiles, and even more ornate tiles, which are pretty awesome. So that's basically everything that comes in the Fantasy World Creator. This is so much of a mess now. So much of a mess. And you can get even more than this. There's like jungle tiles that are really cool looking. I know that there are like water and shoreline tiles that you can get. They also have more monsters that are this size that I'm fully aware of. Actually, on my Twitter, we had been playing with these, and my buddy has a more comprehensive copy, I guess, or he got it right off the Kickstarter, the very first Kickstarter. So he got a bigger one with all the like extra stretch goals and stuff. And we have a we fought a giant purple worm recently in our campaign, and that was represented by a tile this big. And I drew on it and posted it on. I drew on it to make it look like Trogdor from Strong Bad, and I posted it on Twitter because I thought it'd be funny. But I could draw, you know, anything on here. I could make you guys fight Trogdor if I wanted to, and you'd have to sit there while this goofy-looking dragon was totally mucking up your immersion in our super serious D&D campaign. You know how those go. But yeah, I have to clean this up now.